Now, some of you have read, and most likely eventually the something Library of Commerce is gonna get rid of all the videos of the banned episode of Sesame Street with Wicked Witch of the West. So how about I give you a good recap? So for decades upon decades, when they delete everything that's in the internet, I'll still be here telling you all that happened in the episode. And also the prologue of what exactly did it deserve to get banned or not. So first things first, we get this messed up storm that happened on Sesame Street. And then all of a sudden the broom came out of nowhere and this jive turkey named David, grabbed the broom and he's like, whoa! And the storm stopped. Then all of a sudden the Wicked Witch of the West, or basically the Wicked, I don't know, Wicked Witch of the West, I think so. She showed up, oh my goodness, and she said, that's my broom. I would like to have it back. But she, of course, did it in a rude term. So it's like, I definitely have something to say on this. But anyways, David was like, no, you disrespected me. I want some respect. If you put respect on it, I give you your broom back. And she's like, oh, well, fine, frig it. And she disappeared. She teleported. So, and then after that, when we get tuned in right into where they are, we're in David's store / juice bar, and he has this girl and a few kids in there. So he was talking about how the broom stopped the storm and stuff, and there's a Wicked Witch, and then all of a sudden Wicked Witch showed up. Speak of the devil. And she's like, give her back my broom. And he's like, no, not give you back my broom. And then all of a sudden, this girl over here was like, forget about her. Give me some water. And he's like, oh, you want some water, eh? So she teleports again, which is like, makes sense. And then as if it's Jumanji when someone rolled that dice, it started to storm. So it's storming in the inside. What the fuck? Yeah. And then after that, as soon as we finally get to return again, oh yeah, note every single time she does touch the broom, she gets electric shocked. Somehow, if you do get to have the witch's broom and you don't give it to her, apparently once someone is holding it, you'll get electrically shocked by that broom. So that means, that's some interesting idea and concept that we never saw in the movie, was it? That sucks. It's like, yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, if one of the flying monkeys are against the freaking Wicked Witch, I'm shocked that they didn't just grab the broom and be like, give that broom back. No. Give that broom back. No. And note the Wicked Witch is kind of a little bit dummied down to where she gets electrocuted and forgetting that, if someone touches it, she can't take it back and she gets kind of electrocuted. Weird. Since it's a kid's show and you can't overpower her, I'm shocked that she doesn't snap her fingers and get her flying monkeys over here. It's like, go on. Not to mention the funniest part of it all is she's dilly dead. Yeah, in the movie she's gone. So is this in between the movies or what? Is there a Wicked Witch of the South or something? I mean, pretty sure there was something in the book that said there's 2 witches, then you got Glinda, then Dorothy's also one of the witches. So there's 4 witches in all. But I'm like, oh, well, this is hard to figure things out. But anyways, they showed up. Oh, they came out of the store because it was storming. Then Big Bird showed up. And Big Bird was like, oh, David, you have a massive imagination. I'm like you? With Snuffleupagus that you killed off a decade or so ago? It's like, yeah, where's Snuffy? Where's Snuffy, dude? What happened to your imagination? Where's Snuffy, dude? But anyways, he basically took David's back anyways and said, okay, well, if she's bothering you, then I'm going to make sure that she doesn't bother you. So Big Bird now volunteers to be his muscle. Then we get the Wicked Witch back before she comes back. Big Bird actually took the broom. So now Big Bird has the position of the broom. Then the witch comes back and she tries to get Big Bird to give her the broom, and then the broom actually exchanged hands to David again. And he's like, well, I'm going to turn you into a basketball. And as for you, Big Bird, I'm going to turn you into a fatasta. Okay, so what happened after this whole thing? So now we're at the point of where the Wicked Witch trying to figure out how to get David to unwillingly give her her broom. While she was walking and talking, lo and behold, she stumbled on Oscar the Grouch's place. And after hearing what she did, he actually got a crush. Dang. The only messed up part is that it wasn't reciprocated at all. And for one second, I was like, oh, no way. She's going to use Oscar to get the broom back. Yeah, well, no, they didn't think of that. I mean, it would have been messed up that she played with Oscar's emotions, which that would have been messed up. That would definitely have been messed up. But she came up with an idea and a plan. She decides to go and transform into a human form, not her witch form, and go into the shop, which apparently isn't owned by David. It's owned by someone else. Hooper, I guess. And she's gonna just get him to give her the broom. So she transforms, she walks in, passes by Big Bird, who is trying to get that witch with a baseball bat and a hockey stick, which you'd think Big Bird's gonna do violence. Nah. Nah. Not to mention, if he even tried to, the hockey stick and the baseball bat would be turned into something, different. Most likely be turned into a snake, and I think snakes will be good, just 2 snakes. So she goes right in, and then after that, she just allows them to talk up a storm, and then after that, she was able to actually kind of get him to let her touch the broom. But then all of a sudden, he's like, wait a minute, I gotta talk to my friend right quick. And of course, he figured it out that it's her. It's the witch. So what he's going to do is actually go after her plan and use his plan too. So it's going to be a plot or a scheme with another scheme. So his scheme is very simple, where he actually gets her to politely says, please, can I have my broom back? He feels rewarded. She gets rewarded. They both win. So that's the plan. And it was truly hard for her to say please, but as soon as she got it, she's like, yeah, I'm out. And they're like, what are you gonna do now since you got your broom? I'm gonna get out of here. I don't want to be in this place ever again. And those two kind of actually have a little bit of celebration, saying, yes, you did, he got rid of the witch. I'm like, no, idiot, you just prolonged the witch staying here. If you would have gave her the broom in the first place, there would not have been any threats. Big Bird wouldn't have to be threatened to maybe become a pillow duster. A feather duster. You wouldn't have been threatened to turn into a basketball. The freaking store, which shockingly enough is not water damaged, but I'm pretty sure it would have been water damaged, and I'm pretty sure the owner would have been like, what the hell is this? You better mop up this place. Yeah, so it's really messed up being like, dude, you didn't do anything. Only thing you did was prolong her leaving. That's the saddest part of it all. Oh man. What about the scary things? It's like she got shocked touching the broom. That's it. So the effects scared the kids, or just, it's like she doesn't even look like the movie Wicked Witch. You kids are dumbass. It's like the kids in 70 are truly dumbass. It's like, what the frick? What the frick? Okay, I'll be right back 1 second. Oh, how about some side notes? Side note number 1, the letter of the day is I. Side note number 2, the number of the day is 9. So I-9. You jerks. Oh my gosh, you jerks. How dare you destroy my battleship. You're laughing. Screw you. Screw you. And last but not least is, of course, lo and behold, they did have a Spanish initiative, and they were like, abrida, cerrando. Yep, so they were just doing open and close in Spanish, and now they're doing it reinforcing in English. That's cool. It didn't stick, sadly. The Spanish part didn't stick. Kind of sad, really. Okay, before we end it, correction, they had 2 letters of the day, and it was also Z. One interesting thing is that they had a Spanish segment where he was trying to teach his son how to build a cart of some sort that most likely the dad would pull. That was kind of cool. I got bits and pieces. I didn't understand all of it, but You got the gist of it. Anyways, we end by basically having them see the Wicked Witch of the West off. She's gonna fly away, and as soon as she flew away, David was like, "Yeah, good riddance, man. I haven't had someone I didn't want in my life at all." Well, it was more the fact of he didn't know that he can actually have a person in his life that he would be happy that they're gone as soon as they're gone. So I was going to say they're cowards and they didn't show her flying, but then the next segment, after waiting a little bit, we got to see her flying and we got to see why she maybe lost her broom in the first place, but I doubt it. Is the fact of where she's like, "Look at me, no hands," and the broom just slide out of her between her legs and went back to Sesame Street into David's hands, and we do it all over again. All right, so that's the full segment of Sesame Street, the band episode. Sesame Street episode 847. Oh, and it's also called Wicked Witch. But anyways, the thing is that I don't see why. But of course, it's these days, these terms, which I'm going by these terms. The fact of, I don't think there's any way why they can still keep it banned after all these years. There's so many things that kids are watching now that is pretty scary. I mean, if they watched a few Avengers movies, pretty sure they actually got freaked out, especially when it comes to Age of Ultron. Oh, that one scene. Oh, good Lord. But note that they also watched some messed up stuff like Nightmare on Elm Street and Halloween. So it's like, at this point, you keeping this banned is pretty damn stupid. Just saying, it's pretty damn stupid. But it's like, oh yeah, but it's for 2 to 6 year olds, That's what Sesame Street's all about. It's like, true. But on YouTube, there is something also called the age restrict button. I'm just saying, I think this should not be banned after all this time. And as for the kids back in the day getting their parents to write into how scared they are, I'm sorry, but I saw The Wizard of Oz and I was like 11 years old. I know I didn't see it when I was very, very young, but I saw it as 11 years old. There was no time I was afraid whatsoever. So it's like I was 11, but still. And the Wicked Witch seems less what she looked like in the movie, and I don't know. I'm just saying that she doesn't have the movie charisma because they don't have the money to put into making her look like the actual movie version. So it's kind of messed up where it's like, I don't see why in the world you kids were scared back in the day. I'm sorry. And I wish I could easily bash extremely hard being like, yep, the 70s kids are freaking damn wussies. But it's like, sadly, I can't say that because there's kids who actually are my age or younger. Well, my age, basically. Might even be a little bit older. That were afraid of freaking Lord Zed. Which is why he got married. Yay! That's some bullshit. It's like, yeah, that was the worst thing ever. But at least the good news is that Lord Zed wasn't canceled. The only thing that was canceled is the actual when he left, because I'm pretty sure what was going to happen was Lord Zed showed up in season 2. Lord Zed would have been defeated by the Rangers. Then Master Vile would have been season 3. With, of course, Rito Raposo. But since you guys decided to make him get married instead of getting defeated, good job, kids. Good job, kids of my day. Good job, kids of my day. You guys stupid getting scared of Lord Zed. Lord Zed was intimidating. Indeed. But guess what? I was one of the kids who actually would be able to stand up to him and punch him in the kneecaps. I would not be afraid of him. I would be like, I'll hold him off until the Power Rangers come. And it's like, this kid is completely a crazy psychopath. Or he has mad bravery. And that would be me. I would actually punch Lord Zed in the kneecaps trying to battle him. I wouldn't have been afraid. I would have got back up and keep fighting. That's how I go. But this Wicked Witch is like, don't you know that David caused all of this? All David had to do was give the broom back and she's gone. And at the end of this, it makes it seem like he's gonna screw it up again, where it's like, Just give her the damn broom back. Give her the damn broom back. She'll fly away. Let's hope she don't do any more tricks again, and she'll be in Wizard of Oz, where she meets her doom, where she's gonna die. Because it's like, we don't know when this was made. Maybe before the movie. Well, if it was made before the movie, then okay. That means that, wait, hold on. How the frick was it made before the movie? No, it was like the 1940s. So it's like, what the fuck? How the frick? That's the messed up part where it's like, then does that mean that Dorothy not only came to Oz by magic, but also went by time traveling? So that means that when Dorothy arrived, the Wicked Witch returned, or it's been a few years since she went. So that means that this Wicked Witch right here might have been younger than her Wizard of Oz version. Makes you think. Because it's like, there's no way how this crossover can really work, because she's dead. She's dead. She got poured water on. Is it she got poured water on, she got knocked over by the house. Now, if it was the one that was killed by the house, but she doesn't have the ruby slippers, so that can't be true. It's like, yeah, no, that can't be true. It has to be the other one. But either way, they both got knocked out. So I'm like, this logic here makes it the point of where it should not have been a banned episode because, oh my gosh, it scared kids. It should be a banned episode because it was illogical. For you to really actually make this work, we could easily talk about time travel and magic and stuff, but it means that the Wicked Witch of the West should have been the witch. And she should have had ruby slippers on. If they made all that, if she did all that, and we could even argue, be like, oh, well, this is before she got the ruby slippers. It's like, okay, then I guess we have to ask a book person, like, when did she get the ruby slippers? But either way, I gotta go. Hope you guys enjoyed this coverage of the banned episode of Sesame Street. Of course, there will be, as you can see and figure, there is no footage whatsoever of the freaking thing, because if I did, they would strike me down. So, sorry about that, but have to play it safe.
Everybody say I'm a crazy man.